Hello again, it's Katy. I'm going to talk to you about a book that I picked up recently with no expectations and found that I was absolutely intrigued and had a really great experience reading this book. Now it's a new author, a debut author, and the book Salt Madonna is by Catherine Noske, and it is Australian. I mean, it's set in Australia and she's an Australian writer. This is the story about how a young girl, we've called her Mary, and for obvious reasons, how everything falls apart when this girl falls pregnant. Nobody knows how. The mother deems it impossible, so it becomes considered a miracle. There are other small miracles that take place on this island, and Noske writes about these, I think, with a great detachment, which is really very important, although we know as we're reading it, or we feel as we're reading it, that what she's exploring is how we explain away seemingly impossible things, not by rational logic, because it mightn't suit us, and it would have suited this island very well to have a different energy come into it. Noske writes, and this is the astonishing thing about this book, is how she writes about this. I was absolutely blown away by the very deliberateness of her prose, how she goes into really very nebulous and difficult content about faith, about hysteria, about where's the borderline there, about what really happened and why do we need to know, or do we ever know, about grief, because we do have a priest in this community who has lost his wife and who is losing his way, and how he gets galvanized. It's about goodness, it's about hope or the lack of hope. I think that it becomes very gothic in places, but it touches on, I suppose, that ancient narrative of who settled in this land, who this land belongs to, and how we make the best of a really difficult set of circumstances when we're living in remote communities. It's a book to be savoured. I got huge pleasure from it because I wasn't asked to race along anywhere with a massively beating heart, though I was intrigued all the time by this book. Highly recommend it. I'm going to check my notes to make sure I haven't forgotten anything important, because I am likely to. Yep, I think I have said everything. I think it's very graceful. It's incredibly elegant as a book, and Noske has this amazing balance between lyricism and the control of her narrative. She's a deliberate, strong writer, and I really recommend this book. Try it out. Thanks. See you again next time for another book.